Well, I know that at one point I was walking through the thing and the building sank about
Right?
6 inches. It's funny because to me, I feel like every movie I'm doing something totally different. And by the time I've got it in front of anybody, everybody says, "So your style is more recognizable than ever." I mean, I don't even know what the style is. I feel like it's sort of my handwriting. You know, I know I want to kind of make a world for each story, and I know I have certain kind of. I certainly recognize my predilections and things, but I don't really think about a style.
Well, you do seem to create a universe in each frame. Each shot you have seems to be almost like it's framed, like it's a perfect still shot that happens to have life in it. You're not conscious of that as you're doing it, or
No, it is. I think that is it's sort of you know, my way of trying to make what I think is make it better ends up being that. You know, it ends up being probably much more kind of composed and you know than other people. And you know, I think maybe relates partly to my some of the movies that are my favorite kind of, that are my inspirations, I guess.
So does it connect to the writing process for you, or are the writing and the shooting two very different things for you?
They're different. But you know what happens is I start writing and I'm trying to figure out, can I even make this script? Can I get this to work? And then when it sort of does start to work a bit, or I seem to be making some progress, I think, you know, we might just make this movie. Then I started thinking, how are we going to manage to do that? So I often try not to think about the casting during the movie, and then when I get to page 30, I say, but you know who would be good if we could get him. But you know, if I finish the script at such a date, I should find out when he's going to be available and try to just lock him in. So I kind of go into into production, you know, once I reach a certain point, and that's the same with kind of trying to figure out where is it going to be and what is it going to be like.
So the actors and the adult actors in this one are some regulars, some new people, but it feels like they're big natural characters that are playing much more subtly in this picture than in some other pictures or there are other movies besides working with you. Is that a reasonable assessment? Does that seem like?
Yeah, well, you know, I think you know, in this one, I've got some people who I've worked with before, and then I've got several people who I've been interested in for a long time. Edward Norton and I have had a little correspondence going for a few years about, you know, with Find Something for many years, I really, and this one seemed like I was very excited to get him involved in this. And Tilda Swinton, I had a little correspondence with, but I didn't know Tilda, and now I feel like that's somebody who I would, you know, try to have again and again in movies.
But she really pops when she's first shot, that first shot of her on the phone. She is so kind of bigger than life, and yet she plays the character very small.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. You know, because I remember when I first showed some scenes to a friend who thought he really responded that it was a grand kind of performance, and I don't think it is. I think in fact she played it quite kind of very naturalistic, given the fact that I've got her in a Salvation Army thing. You know, her whole look is. And Tilda also, Tilda is a great fan of the Powell and Pressburger movies, and I kind of thought, I mean, she looked like Deborah Carr, or some mixture of Deborah Carr and young Maggie Smith, so anyway, yeah.